The socket AM4 offered support for around 75 CPUs during its very long lifespan. Most of them, especially entry-level ones, could fit onto the basic 8020 board like this one, which you could have theoretically used for over 6 years and went from a Ryzen 1000 all the way up to the Ryzen 5000 series with a simple BIOS upgrade. Today, we're focusing on one of the weakest Ryzens available, the Ryzen 3 1200. Back in the day, when it was released, it was getting quite a lot of praise for its competitiveness and quite decent performance for the price. Just a great way of entering the AM4 platform, and maybe switching away from the disastrous offerings AMD had a few years back. So, being a quad-core with only 4 threads, is this Ryzen still any good 7 years after release? Let's pair it with my RTX 3060 and some cheap 16GB of DDR4 RAM I got from AliExpress, and see what awaits us in the benchmarks. So, the lack of more cores or threads can be seen in almost every game. Esports games don't really shine with the Ryzen, with CS2 and Apex not really performing at the best, neither frame rate wise or in the frame time segment. All in all, kind of expected performance from the Ryzen 3 1200. As many proper quad cores suffer from the same issues nowadays, they just can't really cut it anymore. The Ryzen 3 1200 can be found on sites like AliExpress for a pretty low price these days. If you take a closer look, take the next step up, you can find processors like the Ryzen 5 1400 and 1500X respectively that are just a few dollars more expensive. And if you go deeper, you can find more bargains like the Ryzen 5 2600 for just above $30, a much better investment compared to the previously mentioned CPUs. Hope you enjoyed this look back at the beginning of the AM4 platform. Stay tuned, with how cheap the Ryzens have gotten these days, some more tests might be coming soon.